What's up, everybody? Clone here. It's been a while. My bad. I accidentally opened Discord, but it's been a while. Um, I played my DPL Week 1 game, but had some trouble recording it, so it should be going up either after this video or maybe even before. But yeah, sorry for the wait. But yeah, this is Week 6, I believe. I'm placing Johnny of the Colorado Regirockies. This is his team. It's very scary for a lot of reasons. Megawalo is hard to switch into for what I have. You know, I'm thinking it's Thunder Punch, almost 100% sure it's Thunder Punch because of my Crobat. Then I've brought Crobat, you know, almost every single week. Not bringing it this week, but yeah. But yeah, it's pretty hard to switch into Megawalo. And just in general, he has like a lot of Pokemons that do well against my team, and he's a lot of offensive mons that do well against my team. So it's not really a tough matchup, but it's just I have to play correctly in order to make sure that stuff doesn't take unnecessary damage and stuff. But yeah, his Ditto in particular is really annoying for my Sand Sweeper and my Hail Sweeper. Like this mon right here, I'm 100% sure is coming, Ditto, because it can Scarf Ditto, 100% sure, because it can steal my Sand Rush from me and then possibly kill me because he'll outspeed me with a Sword Scarf, and he might revenge sweep me actually, because if I set up a SD or anything crazy like that. So I have to be careful with my Manaphy set because it's a setup set, and my Mega Altaria set because it's a setup set. Although my Mega Altaria running Frustration. Zero Happiness, Frustration, yeah. So I don't think he'll expect that, but yeah. It's pretty annoying though. Just for like if I wanted to bring Gigalith or Beartic, it's pretty annoying. And it's still annoying for my Manaphy, because he's probably going to bring it. And I have E-Ball, I believe. So that's going to be annoying. But aside from looking at his first two, Alolan Nightos actually puts in a lot of work. It can force a lot of stuff out and just set up a Auroraville. I got the Shuka. With this advancement, I live a plus 1,000 arrows if he's adamant. And I don't revenge kill him with Freeze Dry, but I can set up Veil, or I can disable. And Disable is actually really interesting because he might have E-Speed, but there's a chance he's some subset or whatever. And then of course I'd have to click Freeze Dry, or Moonblast. But yeah, I can probably disable him or something like that, and that'd be actually pretty cool. Disable's also interesting against Arcanine because if he clicks Featherbeds, I can click Disable and go into anything pretty much. Can go into my Rock Lee probably. I mean, I don't think he would click Wisp on Alolan Ninetales. I could go in my Conan, because no more Flare Blitz, and I can like knock off its leftovers and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. I haven't brought it yet, so I think it's pretty interesting this week. It can help my Manaphy sweep if I disable certain stuff, and it can help my my Spiker, Shino. This set is Drill Run to hit Mega Mawile, because I think that's something that might want to come in. Ice Beam to hit Zygarde, and Knock Off just to hit everything else, and then Spikes. That's my Shino set this week. But yeah, I think Spikes are pretty annoying, especially because he has his entire team is pretty much grounded except for Vigavolt, and Vigavolt is not switching to EQ from Extra at all, and Miss Maggie's doesn't too either, or Claydol doesn't either. So that's why I'm bringing Scarf Drill. I'll get to that in a second though. But yeah, that's why I'm bringing this Alolan Ninetales in the Shino set. It's just 'cause they put in a lot of work. I love Spikes. I haven't brought Spikes. I brought it week 3, I believe, but I wasn't able to set up because of Mega Sableye. But this week it seems feasible because his best defogger is Feeny, and Feeny doesn't appreciate knock. Yeah, I mean Cloyster could be Rapid Spin, but Cloyster actually doesn't take. I believe Cloyster actually takes Drill Run, pretty well actually, and Dhelmise probably takes Ice Beam pretty well because it's probably AV, but I don't think, because he hasn't brought Spin on Dhelmise, and in general he hasn't really brought too much hazard support. Like he has decent hazard control, like in Claydol, Dhelmise, Cloyster, and Feeny, but he really hasn't brought it too often. So that would be interesting if I'm able to set up full layer Spikes. That would help my Manaphy, because his Manaphy set is, once Ditto is either gone or removed from the game, or at least like pretty low enough that it can't really switch into Surf. I'm gonna Waterium Z up, get the speed, and then hopefully sweep with this set. I didn't try to EV certain stuff just because I was kind of pressed for time. But yeah, this Rain Dance set, I haven't brought it yet. I have brought Rain Dance, and I got crit unfortunately, but I think bringing it again this week puts in a lot of work because he has a lot of bulky stuff that might want to try to speed check Manaphy, but it does not really like. I guess Manaphy switching is like Delmise, but Ice Beam is a thing, and obviously he should fear Ice Beam. But I'm gonna try weaken Delmise before I do anything crazy like that. But looking at this team, it has a pretty good matchup, I will say. Like stuff like Cloyster dies to Energy Ball because it has terrible spit F, but yeah, it's interesting. I haven't like I wanted to prep more for this, but you know I just really want to get the battle out of the way and prepare for DPL. I went on. I'm not gonna. I lost my first game, fortunately. A little bit of spoiler, but it wasn't really. I tried to play well, but I didn't play as well as I could have. So I'm trying to over prep for that league to make up for it, you know. But yeah, this Sakura, my Altaria, I'm bringing it. I haven't brought it too often. I think the set is pretty interesting. I think the fact that Ditto isn't really like a reliable way to steal my stats and kill me back is interesting, especially because frustration. Like I could stay in, if I stay in regular and he comes in, like Ditto's gonna have no clue what to do because he can click frustration or EQ, and neither of those really hit me. Like he can Dragon Dance up, but I have Roost and I have more PP than him. So, and then if he comes in and then I can Mega afterwards, and he'll be able to hit me with EQ, but it's not gonna be too strong. So that's nice because he won't get the attack raise that Mega Altaria gets. I think Mega Altaria gets an attack raise. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, 70 would be pretty small. But yeah. EQ hits Mega Mawile, which is something that it's a steal, you know, it's a designated steal check. Stuff like Delmise, Anchor Shot doesn't do too much. It doesn't do a lot, but it doesn't do too much. Frustration potentially can 2-hit KO him if he split F, I think. But yeah, so keeping rocks up is pretty nice. He hasn't brought rocks too often, or spikes in general. I believe Cloyster learned spikes, but it's not the best spiker. But yeah. This doesn't really beat Cloyster 1v1, but you know, Knock, Trop, and Rapid Spin. Trop is mainly for Mawile, you know, just not letting it set up. Mawile's Fire Fang is not going to do too much to this, if he's at neutral, or -1 even. Hitmonlee could be problematic, but if I click not Trop and he doesn't click Poison Jab, it's pretty nice for me. He's probably going to click Knock first, is what I would do if I were him, but yeah. So that's nice. Aromatherapy, I'm not bringing a heal bell on this, so aromatherapy is nice. Just as a support mon in general, I don't bring it too often, so he might not over prep for it. Last mon, Scarf Drill. I can speed tie with Ditto. I can with Poison Jab. I changed this. I changed this last sec. I had to redo this team twice because I had 2 team builders open because I was looking at some of his speed tiers and it just messed me up. But yeah, Toxic is debating Delmise. Which I would believe is his designated switch in, or I mean, I wouldn't switch in Arcanine to Excadrill EQ. But yeah, his switch in is probably Delmise, and that's nice because weakening Delmise helps May, and Toxicing it is really nice because his heal bell. I mean, Tapu Fini obviously prevents it, but Tapu Fini is not always going to be on the field, and Misty Terrain isn't always going to be. So if Misty Terrain is off, I can click Toxic for free pretty much, and then go into like Conan or something. And that doesn't really take too much, or maybe even Glycopod. But yeah, last month Excadrill, you know, this set gets up rocks. Even if that's all it does, rocks are still important along with spikes. And if he doesn't clear those, then I see a lot of potential with Sakura or May to win, or even Ino actually, because Ino actually puts in a lot of work with Moonblast, Freeze Dry, Veil, and Disable, because it lives a lot of stuff, you know. And so that's the team. I'm gonna come back, of course, when I'm in the battle with Johnny. So yeah, see you guys soon. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry this video's so late. Been pretty busy. We're testing and stuff like that. But here's the battle. Post replay. This should be the only battle in this league that I do post replay comms for. I'm going to be doing mostly post replay comms for DPL though, because the 2 battles I have had have lasted more than an hour, and I don't think people want to watch that for more than an hour. So team wise, he brought the Cloister. I'm thinking most likely Shell Smash or defensive spinner. Delmise is most likely with like Power Whip and Anchor Shot, and maybe EQ. I think it learns from Excadrill. The Arcanine, I'm thinking either Scarf or just regular defensive. Just to check my Bear Tick. It pretty much walls my Bear Tick, and it comes in for free on most of the time on Aurora Ninetales. Claydol, I'm thinking is defensive, or it could be thinking defensive. I didn't think he'd bring Claydol. I'm just gonna pull up his team real quick. So his last 2 mons are his basically his skill leaders, Zygarde and Maul. And so he didn't bring Ditto, which I think is pretty great for me. Where's his team? He made some trades recently. Okay, yeah. Here's his team. He didn't bring Tapu Fini, which I thought was interesting, although it doesn't really beat my Excadrill. He didn't bring the Vikavolt, which is okay, it's whatever. He did bring the Claydol after all. So my Scarf Excadrill does have a good matchup. But yeah, he didn't bring the Ditto, which I thought was interesting, because Ditto could revenge sweep me really easily. Yeah. But looking at his team, like I like my Golisopod set. Ice Beam Spikes, has Drill Run. It pretty much hits his entire team, aside from like Claydol, super effectively. Although you're not going to switch in Claydol to a Golisopod, obviously, but yeah, I like his moveset. So no further ado, I'll start the battle. So lead wise, I believe I lead I want to say Ninetales. Yeah, I go straight into Ninetales. He leads off with Mawile, which is annoying for me. So I have to switch here. I go into Serena. Well, he predicts that and goes for Fire Fang. Although Fire Fang would have hit my thing pretty hard as well. That's doing a lot, so I'm forced to sack here. I don't have the Synthesis either. But so I just get a drop kick off, lowers attack, in case he wanted to go for like Thunder Punch. Yeah. So he took a lot of chip. That's the chip I needed for EQ. In case it was like max HP or something. Right there, I think this is the play that maybe wins me the game. Although this Dalmice took a lot of chip throughout the battle. But basically, I knew no man stays in there. Your Dalmice is free. I go for Toxic. I get this thing on the switch. So that's nice. Having this thing Toxic helps my Excadrill win like later in the game. I go into my Shino here as he misses a Power Whip. Unfortunate. That wouldn't have done too much though. It wouldn't have knocked me out for sure. Knocked me into my 50% range. So right here, I think I go for knockoff. I reveal his Yachi. So Ice Beam is free here. I don't know what he wants to go for. He goes for E-Speed, which is really interesting actually. But Ice Beam, I freeze him. So unfortunate hacks from this part, missing Power Whip and then that happening. I go for a Spike here. I know he doesn't want to stay in. He goes for Fire Fang, predicting my Excadrill, and I go for Drill Run. Then I switch here into my Excadrill, because I'm thinking he probably wanted to predict my Excadrill there, and Fire Fang would have done a good amount. And I just want to scout for Thunder Punch in case he does have it. If he doesn't have it, then he probably switches here into his Delmise again, or into his Cloister, which Excadrill is pretty decent against, or his Claydol probably, because it has Levitate. But I go Rock Lee here as he goes for Thunder Punch. So yeah, some good doubles on my part. I go for EQ here. It kills everything that wants to come in. Kills the Zygarde. He sacks it because it's frozen, I guess. He goes to Dead Almize here. I go into I don't know what it wants to go for. He doubles into Cloister, which is interesting. I go for Freeze Dry here. It is kind of a misplay on my part, but I was thinking I just want to get damage off. Manaphy lives every hit. I just don't want him to go for like something crazy. Especially with Hail Up, he might like he'll have a boosted Freeze Dry and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get damage off to see what he wants to go for. He opts to go for Shell Smash though. I thought that was a little bit of a misplay on his part. If I set up Veil, you know, but yeah, he sets up the Shell Smash. He reveals White Herb, so it's pretty good for me. Either way, he doesn't kill my Eno, but that's fine. I just go into Manaphy here. Revenge kills. Yeah, he goes for Rock Blast. It's doing like 60, 70. I go for the Energy Ball, kill him. He goes into his Dhelmise here, I believe. And I was like, you know what? He's at like 57. I can just go for my Hydro Vortex. I do that. He's at 8% now. He power ups me. Good play. But at this range, Excadrill wins. So I go into my Excadrill, and I just start clicking EQ. And it kind of just wins. He has to go with Claydol here. I double just because I thought he, you know, probably has EQ or something. I didn't want. I was playing for differential at this point, so I just Dragon Dance up. Frustration here. It doesn't kill. I think it's a roll. He opts to go for EQ as I get another kill here. I believe he goes Arcanine. Yeah, and then he opts to go for Roar. So I do EQ. Does like 69, and then Rock Lee just finishes the game up. So yeah, it's pretty good. I think I played pretty well for the most part. I think him not bringing the Ditto was interesting, but at the same time, I want to over-prefer it, and thank God I didn't over-prefer it by bringing Sub on Manaphy and stuff like that. But so yeah, that was the battle. I think he misplayed by not bringing Ditto, but I think based on the team he bought, there's pretty much no way Cloyster won him the game. Especially with the Glycopod set, I got damage on everything I needed to get damage on. It put in work, freezing the Zygarde, setting up that one spike. And my Altaria probably won me the game. It's at a lot of HP, and my Glycopod was at full, I believe, close to full. So yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of things put in work. I think Excadrill recorded 4 kills this game. Mega Altaria would probably have gotten those last 2 kills if it weren't for Roar and Arcanine, but a little bit unfortunate that turn 1 matchup. I've been trying to get better at turn 1 matches up, turn 1 leads. Unfortunate that I lost my Cernasaur. It would have been nice to have later in the game, but yeah, it was a good game. A little bit short in this one, but yeah, I should have live commentaries for the next following the next couple weeks. I actually ended up making a trade with Johnny week 7, I believe. So yeah, that's when I'm recording this. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.